thing, well, one with my mom's thing, and then two with the whole lease thing, and finally like getting to sign, like to.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna go while this is like doing it, trying to get. Okay, so I'm hoping. Okay, Canva I already have up. Go. The Beachbody website wasn't working for me today. Like the Coach Online Office. What's it called? Pick Monkey. So I'm just gonna make it quick, but I figured if we could basically show them like the basis for how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So we'll see. I meant to like post to the group like, hey, don't forget, guys. Like, this is what we're going over tonight. But people can watch the replay, I guess. Well, I don't know. It never wants to let me like download the MP4. But I saw that what Megan does is she I guess she uploads that to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna have to play around with it. Because I feel like just the audio won't really be. Okay. Actually, early. So I'm starting the 3-day refresh tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Those.
Oh, girl. I think I'm all ready. Hey, Katie.
Hey.
How's it going, girl? Oh my gosh, I
See me.
can see you like clearly.
I got a new phone. Woo!
Hey, that's awesome. So exciting. I was like, wait a second, you're like really clear.
Yes. Woo.
Awesome.
In my daughter's room.
Yeah, awesome. I'm gonna wait for everyone to come on because I'm at least gonna give it a couple minutes because tonight we're gonna do I'm gonna screen share so I can show y'all PicMonkey and Canva so you can get some ideas on posting.
Okay.
But just some tips real quick before everybody gets on. So what I'm thinking, hey Elise, is maybe going over a few things, maybe having everyone kind of share a few of their best practices for like posting to social media, because I feel like when you first start, especially, I remember thinking like, okay, I'm on here now. Like I said, I'm a coach. Okay, what do I do next? Like, what do I share? What should I not share? What is like too salesy? What's not too salesy? Those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in order to keep it super simple, just don't post anything that is like, I mean, you can share like the containers, but I wouldn't post something of like a picture of like the workout program. You know what I mean? Like instead, you would want to post a picture of yourself, maybe like pointing to like your Beachbody on Demand or something like that, and saying, hey, like I was able to try a new workout today, doing blah blah blah, or even make a video of you doing like a couple of the moves from whatever you're doing and be like, oh, today I did this and, you know, I struggled with this, but I really liked this. Or you could even do a picture of yourself like holding a weight and be like, okay, today I was doing 21-day fix and it was upper body. Like, man, you know, these may only be 5-pound weights, but gosh, it was tough kind of thing. So there's a lot of ways you can put a spin on it. But when I first started, I think one of my biggest mistakes was posting pictures of like everything. I like had the 21-day fix and I was like cheesing with it. And I'm like, 21-day fix, y'all, like you want to join my group? And then I would do Shakeology. I don't know how many pictures I have of like my Shakeology shaker cup. and I'm like smiling next to it like this. And I'm like, oh my God, like it's horrible. We learned a lot at Summit about marketing everything. And the biggest thing was you want people to ask you what you're doing. You want to talk about what you're doing in your post. You don't want them to look at it and be like, oh my God, that's another coach, like with their 21-day fix stuff. You want them to ask what you're doing. Like today I incorporated 21-day fix, but it had absolutely nothing to do with 21-day fix. I made a live video talking about snacks, and I pulled out my containers and I was like, if you're wondering how to do portion control, like I did the 21-day fix and that really helped me. So for those of you that haven't done it before, it might be a good idea to try it out if that's something that you struggle with. You basically just fill this little container up and you're good to go. That's one portion. So there's so many ways that you can talk about these things without actually having to physically post a picture of it. I wish somebody would have kicked me back when I was posting a picture of my Shakeology shaker cup every day to social media. People must have been unfollowing me left and right, because who wants to see that? Like, I know I don't want to see that. So if I don't want to see that, why would anybody else want to see that? You know what I mean? Like if you do it every great once in a while, but I'm talking like every single day from probably last August or September up until like February, like every day. Like that's crazy. I don't even know what I was thinking. Okay, but I didn't know better, and now I do. So I would rather y'all not go through the same thing and turn people off to what you're doing by doing that and looking super salesy. Even in at Summit, they suggested pour your Shakeology into like a glass that has absolutely nothing written on it. Pour it into a wine glass and talk about how, you know, you love wine, but you're drinking your superfoods instead because you're trying to stay on track with your nutrition. I have a picture that I actually plan on posting that I haven't posted yet that I took a while back, and it's of a wine glass, and I had poured sparkling like water in it, and I was like, man, trying to be good, you know what I mean? Like I really want wine, but I'm going to go for water because, you know, I'm trying to stay on track kind of thing. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can do it however you want. Like make it you, make it authentic to who you are and the things that, you know, you like and you enjoy. If you're trying to share a program and you're kind of stuck and don't know how to share that specific program, ask, because I can promise, like, I've done most of them, and I think Elise and Janie have too, and we can share, you know, ideas and tips on ways to talk about it and promote it. I think one of the biggest things is just to remember that you're just sharing your story with all of it. You're not trying to sell a product. You are trying to invite people to join you, but if you're constantly throwing stuff in their face, it's going to turn them off and they're not going to want to. So, Katie, while we're on that track, like the post that you did with your best friend yesterday was awesome. You basically were like, look, we're doing this together. You should join us because it's going to be so much fun. And that's exactly the kind of stuff that it should be. You know what I mean? Like that was a perfect way to talk about, you know, the health bet or like your upcoming group or something like that, by sharing that. Even like once you get your groups going and you have people in your groups, you could post a picture of like, you know, all of y'all's faces like collaged together. I've done that before. You know, we do like Flex Friday. We do stuff like that. Like save all of that content as you receive it, because you can use that stuff later and be like, you know, on Fridays we flex because in my groups, we like to have a really good time while we're working on our health and fitness. If you're looking to, you know, work on you and you want a really fun environment to do it, you should definitely join my next group starting on whatever date. That's another thing too that I think helps a lot is whenever you give a specific date to something. I think people are highly interested in deadlines. Like when they hear something's coming up really soon, it makes them feel like they have to commit. So if you're looking to get people to commit, you always want to give a deadline. So when you're posting, say you don't even sign anybody up by that point, you don't actually have to run a group. Nobody else is going to know that, but you can say, oh, hey, you know, my last group started on Monday, but my next one's going to start in 2 weeks. If you're ready, you need to get, you know, everything situated now. So that way you'll have time to do all the prep work before the group actually starts. Like there's so much that you can use and say without having to be super specific, but I think deadlines help a lot too. So all of that being said, I'm going to screen share because I want to show y'all Canva. And I want to show y'all PicMonkey. Janie is really good in PicMonkey, so I'll show y'all a little bit in there, and then I might let her drive just so she can show y'all. But here we go. Oh, wait, I'm going to do Canva first. Okay, so here I'm in Canva. I'm hoping that it's refreshed because no, let me move that. Okay. Okay, so you can go into Canva. When you go into Canva, it's going to take you to the home page. You do have to create a free account. When I do mine, I usually do this one. I'm pointing as if y'all can see it. I'll point with the arrow. I usually do this one here, but it does also have options for like a Facebook cover. It automatically sizes it. So you can do a presentation, a Facebook post. If you're working on a blog, you could do here. I usually go to social media because I feel like the square is really good for not only Facebook, but also Instagram. So I do square photos, I would say like 80% of the time. So you can click here. It automatically is going to pop it up. It's going to size it. So just create your account. That's the home page. You'll click on whichever one you want to do. It automatically has like some options here, but I always upload my own photos. So you're going to go right here to uploads. I've uploaded a ton of photos. The other thing that I really like about this website is it saves your stuff. Okay, there we go. So these are some photos that I've uploaded. So here's one. It's already in a square, but can you see how it's like white on the outside of it? It's kind of hard to see right here. On the blue, you can see it. You have to stretch it to make it fit to be a complete square because it doesn't automatically size it. So I would stretch it. You can see how it's like on the outer edge right here now. That means it's fitted. So you can scoot it up, you can scoot it down, you can move it however you need to, but you just want to make sure that it's all the way on the outer edges. And you can see that I have room here. I did it far enough that we're good, and it looks pretty centered. Okay, and then you can go to text. And there's tons of options here. And the cool thing about this one that I really like is it automatically has these little text options set up. So they're really simple to go in and add text. Now you have to do this from a computer, but it's really simple. Like I said, it's a free website. All of this stuff, you can see it's all free. There is some content you can pay for, but you really don't even need to. I haven't paid for anything in here. Instead of paying for like backgrounds and things like that, just go online and Google whatever it is you're looking for, save it to your desktop, and then upload it. So that way you're not paying for anything. So say you want a background that's like a brick wall. Instead of going in here and searching brick wall, because you could go in here and you could search like brick wall, it's going to come up with ones that you would most likely have to pay for. You don't want to have to do that. So you would just go Google it online, save it to your desktop, and then you would upload it here. Okay, so then we already have our photo, so you want to add text to it. You're going to go here. You just click on it, and it automatically puts the text on your photo. Now, it's going to look exactly like this right here, but the cool thing is you could put anything. You could put whatever text you want. You have to do each one. So you could do health vet. And then you could just delete this one down here. And then it gives you options. Up here, you'll see that it has the text in white. You can change that. So say I wanted to make the text purple, it'll let you. You just have to make sure that you do it for, both areas that you want it. Change it to purple. It also gives you options, like you'll see. Hold on, let me click right here. Okay, so it has the background option right here. It's showing it's in coral, but you can change it. So if you want to change it to gray, black, whatever you want to change it to, you can change it. It gives you options, but it still is going to be this exact same like format right here, but it's going to be on here. Now the cool thing is you can move this whole thing around. You just have to grab it. You can resize it. Say I wanted to look like I was holding a little ball, I could put it like right here in the middle. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. There's so many options. Same thing with these. It's really easy to even delete. Like, okay, so say I was trying a couple of them and I decided I don't like this one. All you have to do is click on it and come up here and delete it. And then I could start with another one and put it all here, whatever. It gives you a lot of options. It also gives you options. Say you just wanted to do like plain text here at the top, you can just choose one of these and it'll just give you like small body text. Or if you wanted like larger text, here you go. You can change the type of the font right here. You can choose whatever you want. You can change the size, pick the color. there's so many options. You can send it to the back. You can pull it to the front. You can choose the spacing, how big you want it spaced. If you wanted the letters to be bigger, you can make it bigger. There's so many options for this, and it's really, really simple. I highly suggest you just get in there and kind of play around because there's a lot that you can do. There's also options for layouts. Hang on. Sorry, my mouse isn't wanting to work. So you could choose something like this. Like say you wanted something that was just real basic. You can choose any of these and then just change the stock info. Instead of using the stuff that you find on like Pinterest, I suggest even finding something here, uploading your own image and adding like text. Say you wanted to do a quote. You could do a quote here and just add your own text to it. I was kind of explaining to you guys that I'm doing all of the stuff that's on branding right now. And so the biggest thing about that is you want to create your own brand, which I plan on doing some training on it once I'm more familiar with it. I want to figure it out really good first before I start trying to like help you guys and give you tips on it. But once you start creating your brand, you want it to all be like in the same colors, the same schemes. The idea behind branding is that you want people to see your stuff and immediately recognize that it's yours. So again, like I'm not a pro at that. I'm not great at that. I honestly am just now figuring it all out, but I promise to share it once I get it figured out. So, there's a lot that you can do there. Another thing that I like to do on here is there's elements. So if you want to add different stuff to yours, you can add shapes, and say you wanted to add shapes and then add text to it, you can just add a shape. Where did it go? And these are all free. So you could add whatever you wanted to add. These right here are hollow, so it's just going to have the outline. These up there are like filled in. So there's a bunch of them. You can play through and kind of figure it out. And then it gives you some down here that are already done. So you could add something like this to your photos too. And then I think it's under lines. Yeah, so say you wanted to like highlight a point on something. It gives you these options too, just to like make it prettier. Hold on. Can't really see it, but you can make it bigger. You stretch it, just grab it in the corner and it'll stretch it. And then you could put text like on top of that, or use that as at a border at the bottom of your photo, or there's a whole bunch of them. So you want to use a thicker one, you can use a smaller one, you can use arrows to kind of point to something. Like I've done the arrows before pointing to like, hey, this is my challenge group. So you just add the little arrow, and then, you know, I could flip this around. Say I'm standing, hold on. I could have it pointing to me, and I could be standing right here in the picture and be like, new group starting soon, join me. Or there's even arrows that you can do just like pointing. I'll always do like things pointing up or something. You could even do an arrow if you're not pointing up, and you could point the arrow and be like, join this group kind of thing. I don't know, just play around. Janie's done a lot of that, so you can even ask her for tips on that. Elise is seriously super good at social media, so she would be a really good person to even ask as far as, Elise, what apps do you use a lot? And are you working a lot off of the computer, or are you working off of apps on your phone when you're adding all the text and stuff to your documents in your photo?
Before I was doing a lot on my phone, but when my phone messed up, then I was doing a lot through PicMonkey, and I've heard Canva, but I'd never played in it. So thank you, because this is, I don't know, I think I like that one better. Like PicMonkey might be for like when you want to cut yourself out and put yourself in things, but this one's really good for like pictures and things like that.
I feel like this so if you just want my take on the two, PicMonkey is really good for making like that one legit post that you want to do for a very specific purpose, like for an invite, for when you want to layer photos, for doing a lot of more technical stuff. Like say you're thinking about a post that you're going to use over and over again, and it's a picture of you and your family, or it's a picture of you and your team, and you want to be doing like a coach announcement, or join our webinar, or join my team, or, you know, the health bet, maybe even like you would want to do a post like that that's very like specific, I think, on there, because it's more complicated to use. It takes a little bit of time to play around in PicMonkey, but I feel like this is so simple. So for like on the daily basis, it's so simple. And then like I said, even when you go and save it, hang on, let me minimize y'all because I can't see. Okay, so like down here, it saves all of them. PicMonkey doesn't do this. PicMonkey doesn't save it, but this one saves it. So even like the stuff that I've played around with that I'm like, okay, I don't like the way that turned out, like it still saves it, so my ideas are still there. But you can see I've done even all of these on here, and these are coaching announcements. They're really simple to use. These are, you know how I was just showing you like the circles and things like that? That's what you would do with this right here. You can add banners and things and then just add text over. It does take a little bit of time because it doesn't come in like that specific color. You have to go and change the color a lot of times, but it lets you change the color. I mean, I've done all of these on here. So it saves them on here, which is a really good thing, because this is all content I can go back and reuse later and repurpose later. Or if I'm looking for ideas and I'm feeling stuck, like, hello, like it's all right here. I don't know. I like that it does that, because the other one doesn't auto save. So this one right here, this picture right here, I did this on PicMonkey. This picture had a background, and I spent probably like an hour and a half, like deleting the background so that I could save this, but I saved this plain just by itself, and I've used this multiple times for other things. So that's the cool thing of being able to do that, is you can take a really good photo of just you on like a solid background and basically delete the background out and use it again and again and again. Like this looks businessy, right? Like I'm at a computer, I'm working, like that's a good one to invite people to, especially like the coaching opportunity and things like that. This one right here, I did this last night in like 5 minutes. I came on here, this text right here, this is an option. Like, I'll show you where it's at, because it was super simple and it was in white, I think. And I just changed it to yellow, and I'm talking like literally done in like five minutes. It was so fast, which would have taken you a little bit longer on PicMonkey to do. But because they have all of these preset options on here, this is really good, because PicMonkey doesn't have a whole lot of preset options. You kind of have to go through and figure it out for yourself. But hang on, let me scroll down because it was down here. Hang on, where did it go? Or did I pass it up? Maybe it was farther up top. Be patient, guys. Sorry. Where is that?
I go potty.
Dude, go get in bed, Harley. I'm telling you, y'all, she is something else. Where is it?
Long, she said.
I don't see it.
Fiddly pooped in the bathtub.
Yeah, she did.
Again.
It's crazy.
Selling all your secrets.
Paisley pooped in the bathtub tonight. That's what she's telling you. I don't see it, but I literally like just selected it. I had actually planned on using like one of these first, and then I didn't like it, but I selected it and just changed it really quick, but I don't see it. Now it's making me feel crazy. But it's just so simple to use, and I love that it has all these prefabricated ones. So again, I'll just let y'all come in here and play around. Don't be intimidated by it. Just play around. I play around a lot. Like sometimes it takes me longer than others. Sometimes I come in and I know exactly what I want and it's super fast. And then other times I'm like, God, I have no idea what to do with this. So this is free too. Okay, so you can go to design. Okay, this is the same thing. You can upload, gosh, it's been a while since I've even played around in here. You open from your computer, just like you do. You have to upload those other photos, but hang on, let me see. Okay, so this is that photo that I was telling y'all I took like all that time, and I literally cropped this out. Let me see if I can find where it's at. So you just click right here on the T. This is to add text. You can choose any of these texts. So I've chosen this one. And then you just add your text here. You can do health, join me. So a lot of times you want to do different text to get people to like zero in and focus. Okay, so that, and then I'm gonna add text again. So this time I want to choose a different one. Hang on. Get paid to get healthy. Okay, so I have 2 different texts. You can play around with the size here. You can either play with it here, or when you stretch it, it'll automatically make the text bigger. So you have options. If you need to make the boxes smaller, you can. You can move everything around. You can also, there's this cool effects. Did you see how when I click that, it automatically gave it a shadow? Okay, so this shadow is set up to drop shadow. You can do knockout, where it basically leaves the outside black and it will white out the middle. You can do inner shadow. You can leave it at none. You can even, on the effects, choose the color. So say I want to use a color that's going to stand out. That automatically did the shadow, but I could do knockout. It'll make it pink with the white. You could do inner shadow. You can make it thicker by doing the distance. It makes the shadow thicker. Change the angle of it. It'll like stretch it out farther. Fade it. Make it bright, make it go away. There's a lot that you can do. So again, you're just gonna have to come in here and play with it. I do the effects a lot on things that like, I don't know if y'all have noticed when I do my team announcements with like the recognition, like I'll add the effects to it to make the text pop and stand out when I'm trying to announce something specific. So there's a lot of options there. You can change the color, you can type it in. So I found some colors that I really like, and I've written down those colors, and I'll just type the color in here real quick instead of sitting here trying to like click to like find the right one. Oh, that's not it. Oh, that's not it. Like you can just type it. See, it has like the color right here. So I always write down the ones that I really like. This blend mode here is honestly not really all that important until you are, I mean, you can see that it does different things, but there's a specific purpose for this blend mode. So we can get into that another time because that's kind of like more advanced. But whenever you are layering photos, say you want a certain text that you do to pop out. Like I've done text where I've done it like in a glittery gold, where I've like layered photos, and I would start with a glittery gold photo on the backdrop, and then I would layer this photo on top of it, but I would write text. I can make the text show up glitter from the layered photo that's underneath. Does that make sense? Or is that like way over the head?
That's over the head for me.
Okay. Does that make sense to you, Elise?
Yes. Maybe if you like choose a different picture to demonstrate that has a background, she might be able to understand it better.
Okay.
But then one where she can see, like pretend like you're gonna cut stuff out of that picture, since that's
Okay.
a really big
Okay.
feature with the PicMonkey.
Yeah. Okay. Let me, well, you know what? I can even show how you like cut stuff out. Hang on.
Yeah.
What is it? Which
Spread
The butterfly. Oh yeah.
It's been so long since I've been in here. Okay. Okay, so you can add all of these things in there too. Like there's so many different, these are all just little like things that you can add. Like, dude, there's so much stuff. What is it? It is, okay, so there's tons of banners. This is how you do this all in here. So you know what I was saying in Canva, it like has a lot of pre-done stuff for you. Well, in here it doesn't, but you can like basically add this and then put like the text inside it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot that you can do in here too. It's just in a different spot. You kind of have to figure it all out. But there's ribbons, labels, all kinds of stuff. This right here. This stuff right here under labels, this is the stuff that I use a lot. The corners, the push pins, the ribbons. That's the stuff that I've personally used a lot. Where is it? Under. Do you remember what it was under for like deleting the?
Yeah, you had to click the picture on the original.
Hang on, Janie's really good at this. I would have to play around for a few minutes.
Oops, can we freeze it?
I don't know. Maybe I was clicking too much.
Where's just a random picture? This one?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
And then you go to eraser,
Okay, there it
and
is.
then you make this eraser size like really, really big, and you start erasing. Well, it
You
should
would
be
want
white.
to do it when there's no photo underneath.
Isn't that so cool?
So that's how I was explaining. Like
That's
when
how
you
she
do
did
the
her desk one.
yeah. So whenever you saw the picture that's underneath, I'm pointing to you
Mhm.
guys if y'all can see, but the picture that's underneath, I basically erased the entire background. But it took me a long time because one, I didn't really know what I was doing, and two, I had to get it just right because you have to go just right around all of the curves, like with a really small eraser, in order to get it all out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
get closer to
You have
it.
to get really close to it. It's basically like a Photoshop. So it takes time.
Ooh.
But it does have a paintbrush, so you can go back and like undo. Like,
Like say you accidentally like take off part of your head or something, you
right,
can go
you
back
can
and
put it back. Like right here, the paintbrush, it'll let you put it back.
See, kind of like where I
Where she
got
cut
rid
out
of
my stomach, there
now I
you
can
can put it back.
Wow.
And you can make the size change. You can make like the hardness of the eraser change. So if you want it to be like very pinpointed and specific,
Like that?
it'll take it out. But if you lower the hardness, it'll make it like a fuzzier.
So
Yeah,
you
see
can
how
put
it's
real fuzzy.
fuzzier?
Oh.
So
And
there's
this is all supposed to be white, but of course your picture's there. But if it was white, she would really stand out, and then you could just even make her bigger. Oops. And I usually add text like "Join me now," or you know, or I do a lot of PicMonkey for recognition. I do it a lot to like recognize new coaches on the team, or when they rank advance to Emerald or Diamond. I did one for Katie that was really, really cool back like a few months ago. When she turned like 1-star Diamond, so that was pretty cool too.
Yeah. But there's a lot you can do. So layering the photos is really huge because as you can tell, like, yeah, this photo is on top now, but there was a photo, you know what I mean? Like this photo is on the bottom, but the other photo is on top, and you can like take bits and pieces from different photos. So, and you can keep layering. Like there's not a limit from what I've seen to the layers you can do. So say you wanted to like crop out some things from a few different pictures, you could layer those pictures together like in a collage or something.
And
so there's a lot of options.
And all you have to do is keep going to add your own, keep adding the pictures on.
Adding a photo.
And, messing with each one, and then you can move, like so you're cutting out yourself and then someone else, you can like move them once you're done with them.
And then if you don't like something that you have, like once you get onto the, hold on, it's on the wrong thing. Oh, that overlay is still there. I'm like, I forgot to delete it. I'm like, wait, what?
It again, maybe.
It was like thinking. Okay, so then if you just don't like something that you did, all you have to do is delete it. Just click on it and delete it, and you can delete it out. But it's really, there's a lot you can do in here. I probably haven't even like, I don't even know what to say. Like there's so much that you can do. I've
watched a lot of YouTube videos to like figure PicMonkey out.
Me too. Especially if you're looking to do like how I was saying, you could do
the glitter.
Like you would do like the gold underneath. So you would just go Google, like I was saying earlier, you would Google like a gold glitter background. Okay, so then you would upload that, you would stretch it, make it fit, and then you would go and you would overlay your photo on top of it. But before you do that, you have to add text and everything, and then erase out like that portion of it in order to make the underlay pop out. And then you have to do like you know how it always gives you the option, send to front, send to back? Like you'd have to Google it just to see, because I've only done it that one time. The effect was really, really cool, but it took a lot of work. Like I messed around with it for like 3 hours at work one day. So it's one of those things that you're going to have to play around, and it's going to be trial and error. And okay, so that's not always like ideal because it's hard, you know, and we don't have a lot of time. But for basic things that you're wanting to do, I would say go to Canva. For the more extensive stuff, go to PicMonkey, but just be prepared to have to play around in there. You can do basic stuff, like the kind of stuff I just showed you is really simple. There's all the options here to even adjust your photos. You can crop it, rotate them, change, you know, all of this information on the side, which is good stuff, but you don't have to get super complicated with it either. So, you know, it's really up to you. how far you want to take it and what all you want to learn. I will say there's a lot of things that I had a tendency to waste a lot of time on. Yes, you want your stuff to look good, but at the same time, like, there's better use of your time that you could spend inviting people to join you and working with your challengers that are already in your groups and things like that. Don't chase the shiny objects, like the whole glitter text thing that I'm talking about. Like, I would save that for later and, get a handle on all of the basic stuff. And then when you feel like you've gotten that stuff down really good and you've gotten really used to how like the sites work, then branch out into the other stuff. But don't waste your time chasing the shiny stuff. Make sure that before you do anything else, you've done your workout for the day, you've drank your Shakeology, you've done your personal development, you've done something to grow your business, and you've invited people to join you to the coaching opportunity and to your challenge groups. If you're doing all of those things and you still have leftover time, then go play around and stuff like this. So that's my take on it. I don't know about you. What do you think, Elise?
I completely agree. If you have the time, or when you have the time to concentrate and like you said, to do these kind of posts with things that are like a call to action for the sneak peek or to your challenge group, like make a couple of these when you have the time and then use it for that, but then use Canva for your regular everyday stuff, like sharing your story and things like that.
Right.
You're looking for that, but
definitely.
I agree, because PicMonkey does take some time, and
it does. It does. And especially everyone being so limited on time, I don't want us to waste time on stuff that doesn't really need to be, but I also want everyone to have the basic knowledge that they can do this stuff themselves and not to feel overwhelmed with it either. I think another thing too that's huge is when you do create a good post that you get traction on and, people seem to really like the photo, keep that stock photo and like hang on to it. Like I said, like I have saved this photo and I use it all the time. The one that is right here, I use this photo all the time because I can do a lot with it. I have another one where I'm sitting with my legs crossed on a bed and I have a laptop on my legs. I use that one all the time, but I got good traction on those photos. So what I've done is I'll even turn them black and white and add different text to them, or add a different filter to it, or how you can kind of like fade photos in and out and then add text over it and the text shows up even more. I'll do that. Like there's a lot that you can do. Even the one that I had just created that I was just showing y'all that I had posted last night, like that was a good photo and I can use that for multiple stuff and just change the text on it. You know what I mean? Like if it's a photo you like, just plan on using it multiple times. Don't reinvent the wheel and think that you have to take a new photo every time either. So you have anything else to add?
No,
No?
we covered it all.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got for tonight, unless you have anything else you want to share, Elise.
I would just say, it's going to sound so funny, but to kind of get creative with your posts, like how you got when y'all were in Summit and you took like all these different pictures with all these different poses, things like that. That's kind of like what you have to do, like have your camera kind of on hand, and when you get inspiration for some kind of post to create or something like that, post a picture. And you don't have to, take a picture of yourself and like save it, like you said, like you do with some of your pictures, and then use that for content for later, or however. But you definitely, like, that's kind of what you have to do, because we get this repetition of taking our pictures with our Shakeology in our house or the same spots all the time, and so you kind of got to branch out with that. And the way to do that, kind of be in the spur of the moment where you are and take a picture or a cool picture, and use it for later.
Yeah.
But and really that's what it's going to be. You're going to have to kind of take the time to, because you want your picture to stand out, because depending on whether it's Facebook or Instagram, you don't need to do too much to it, but you do want it to kind of stand out from all the other pictures, so that way people stop scrolling and seeing what your picture is about, or what's going on. So
I agree completely. Completely. And honestly, in my opinion, I would not post a photo over posting a bad photo any day. If you honestly have absolutely nothing to share, then I would go back and find an old photo that you have that is a good photo. That, the rules, like basic rules of posting things: clear photo, very visible, the colors in it are bright, or they're black and white or whatever, but you can see everything clearly. You don't want it to be fuzzy. You don't want it to be blurry. You don't want there to be a whole bunch of like excess stuff going on in the photo that makes it really loud and hard to focus on the point that you're trying to make. So you want it to be visible. You want yourself or whatever is in the photo to stand out. So if you're like seriously struggling with that and can't come up with anything, I highly suggest you go and find a quote or something that inspires you. Don't just steal it from Pinterest and just type it out on like a blank, you know, background. Like say you have a white background, type out a quote that you have on a blank background and post that or share that over sharing something that's super fuzzy. In the beginning, I thought that I had to post just to post because I was like, I have to post 3 times a day. No. And I was posting stuff that wasn't very good. A lot of it was garbage and the photos weren't very clear because I was like, well, I'm in my house and the lighting's not good. Like it's kind of fuzzy. You can't really see, you know, very good. Instead of posting something like that, like do something else instead. Just think outside the box. And like Elise said, take a whole bunch of photos when you're different places or when it's a really beautiful day outside. Take different shirts. I will wear a solid black pair. I'm not kidding. I will wear a solid black pair of capris or shorts that are just solid black. And I will take a solid black sports bra and I will take like 4 different shirts and I will just change each outfit and I'll do something different. I'll make a different facial expression and I will use those photos for like the whole week. And that's something that's also huge about the like page as opposed to your personal page. You can schedule out your posts on your like page. And that's something that I'm just now dabbling in. And that is amazing because you can do it all ahead of time. When you do have time, you can focus on just working on that and do that instead of having to feel like you have to post every single day. You could literally in one day all of your content for the week and not have to touch your like page outside of like commenting back and responding to people. So I get it. It's hard. Like pages are not easy. Like I will share my tips with you as I learn them, but it's definitely something you need to think about because you're a business owner and you're going to be running a business, and there's no better place to run a business than on a business page where there's all these features that can really help you. So that's my thoughts. We're about to get cut off, so unless there's any other questions. Nope, we're good. Okay, I will post this to for everyone to be able to see so that you'll have it. And then if you come up with any other questions, just comment them on the team page. All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, they went big.
You're naked. You can't be on here.